An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have an amazing special episode. We did a special episode last week of me losing my sanity in a really ridiculous way. But today we're doing a special episode because one of my best friends, one of my associates, one of my sister girls, literally a K-pop historian such as myself, but she is the real SM historian. We are on location at SMTOWN MUSEUM to do a special edition about this particular company. So say hello to Sai.
Hello, everybody.
So right now we are in the portion of the museum where it's the artist historic catalogs. It's basically the
Timeline.
Exactly.
Is what's happening here.
So every album, every piece of paraphernalia you could ever imagine for every artist who's passed through here.
For the most part.
For the most part, is here. So where do you want to start in this barrage of magic?
I don't even know. There's some things you're going to have to fill me in. And I don't follow every group.
Yes.
And I know that you're a big fan of this one here.
Yes.
So that'll be your section. And a big fan of this one.
Dear God in heaven, yes. Okay, so one of the cool things about being here is when you come, you get an official lanyard with, a group of your choice and whatnot. So when I came last year, I got FX, and I love them so dearly. And today I got NCT, all of them. I got NCT, look at all them chickens, and I'm real excited about that. But we're in a space that's literally just like an octagon of all the albums, not some of them, not a portion of them, all these hoes, all of them. So I'm gonna get us set up so we can find a place to kind of situate ourselves, and then we'll chat a little bit about the discographies.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show start.
All right, we're live and set up illegally with no request of being able to do this.
Sorry, they don't know nothing.
In the middle of SMTOWN Museum. Well, technically you can't get videos in some area, but you can take pictures of quite a few things. But that's not what my goal was. I'm here on location for research purposes to benefit some of the histrionics of the podcast, be able to give you a little bit more. But being here and being able to kind of talk about some of the artistry, some of the albums and whatnot with Sai is a really big deal for me because earlier this year we did an episode of my other podcast, Got News and Interviews, that never came to fruition. We had this amazing 2-part episode just conversing in general about the industry and things of that sort and other things of appeal, and it got wiped out because technology is the devil sometimes. So we're doing our best on this. I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's just assume that somebody is listening to this and don't know anything about SM Entertainment. What would you tell them?
What would I tell them?
Yeah, what would you tell them?
If you are just now getting into K-pop and you don't know anything about what this phenomenon is, SM made y'all. Mm-hmm. That's what it gets down to. I'm not going to give you the full history right now, but SM literally started in the late 80s.
Yes.
And so all the things that you see now in terms of contemporary pop music in Korea, the way that it is now, SM did that. Mm-hmm. SM is the reason why artists were going to Japan and China.
So they're really big on setting the standard. Not to say that there have not been other companies over the history that have made impacts and things of that sort. There were no such thing as light sticks. There was, colored balloons and things of that sort. A lot of other things have been added as we've progressed because technology and connectivity in terms of fan interaction and whatnot has changed. But a lot of the groundwork came from this particular company. So it's really exciting to be in here, especially when they are in a space where they're possibly considering closing a facility like this down. And just for historical purposes, it's too much. And it would be really, really heart-wrenching to do such a thing. So if you ever have the opportunity to come to this country and be able to see it, it's you gotta see it. Even if you're not a fan of all the artists that are on the label, active and in the past, you need to see it.
This is literally an actual piece of South Korean history.
Yeah.
Is SM.
Yeah.
And that's not even an exaggeration. Literally, the term Hallyu was not invented until SM started making music.
Yep.
Started releasing stuff. I mean, I think the phrase Hallyu was even coined maybe a little bit before my bias wrong.
No.
I'm not going to say all of the
Well,
things.
I'm not
but
too specific on when it dropped or not. I know
Yeah.
it was developed, from their interactions in China and things of that sort, but I don't know if it coincided with their first year.
Not when they debuted, but it was a little bit before Neurotic dropped.
Okay.
When the actual term became a term.
Sorry, I had a dance break. So okay, this little space that we're in right now, we're looking at special editions of multiple albums, some that I've never seen before, like the individual issues of Coming Over by EXO. Like, I'm looking at the album cover for each member, or looking at Kyo Wook. I'm sorry, wow, say Kyo Wook. Wow, Real Wook. Lord Jesus, from Super Junior. What was I saying? The Little Prince album, 2 different styles of that.
Yeah.
It's really cool to be able to see all the different features and options of it and whatnot. So
the alternative album covers.
Yeah.
The repackages.
And that's the thing as well. If you're a big collector, like I'm looking at Tonight's Day right now, Girls' Generation, I Got a Boy, and they got all the different album covers, and that's when my bias, Hyorin's hair was like unicorn rainbow colored. It was beautiful. Had I known that existed, I would have bought that instead of buying the one of all of them. I had no idea until this moment. So it's really interesting to be able to see all the different features and whatnot. NCT has they have their red, black and white military-esque print style one. Then they've got 2 magazines for regular, irregular. One that has their color for the green, the actual Pantone color that they're associated with, and then one that has a blue scape. So there's a lot of variety, a lot of different packagings. Dear God, this is overwhelming.
There's so much.
So, one thing that we were kind of talking about just in passing is that it's a contributing factor to the entertainment history overall. One thing that you'll see when in this facility is the genuine timeline of a lot of these groups. So right over to my left, I see Girls' Generation from their 2007 debut all the way to the last release of 2018. And it's all organized by like the album covers and whatnot, and underneath it is a display of some of the merchandise or some of the direction for the attire and things of that sort. So it's extremely comprehensive. The group that I know Sai will be able to dismantle with a lot of ease has a little bit of an interesting caveat.
Just a little
interesting caveat, just a little interesting one. So, who's your bias group out of all of this magic?
My bias group is DBSK, the Rising Gods.
The Rising Gods of the East, better known to a lot of you now as TVXQ. And there's literally a portion of history wiped out.
Let me tell you something. Okay, so very short history. TVXQ officially debuted in 2003.
Yes.
They were on a Christmas special with Bo and Britney Spears.
Britney Spears?
Bo and Britney Spears had a Christmas special together.
Really?
Yup.
Gotta write this down because I'm gonna have to talk about it later. Okay, so Christmas special, Xmas special. Okay, keep going.
And so when you look at this timeline that is literally around this entire room for every single group, if you don't know, which is the point of this whole thing, there was we will say conflict, quote unquote, around the time Neurotic, their biggest album, released, and shortly thereafter, 3 members of DBSK left, and 2 remained. So, from maybe 2009 to 2000, what was it?
They have 2004. Then it promptly goes to 2011.
Yes. So there was a year.
On their timeline, it says 2004. I just looked. That's why I sounded so far away. 2004. And then it jumps straight up to 2011.
2011. When the duo released their first album together. So when I say I hate SM so much and yet I love them. When I first saw it, the rage that boiled up in my soul and my spirit.
They really have been out since 2004?
Yep, it's about to be 15 years.
Good Jesus.
No, it is 15 years, so it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around for 15 years. In some form or fashion. And so that's probably the pettiest thing that SM has done. Because they've had a lot of people leave, and they've had a lot of this, that, and the other, but they never did anybody as bad
as them.
As when those three members left.
I would like to rebuttal it just a little bit. It's not as bad as them, and I can admit that. However, it is still heart-wrenching that FX, who some of their members have just announced their departure within recent news of this podcast. We were just upstairs where some of the massive, like, wall-sized images that you can order are available, and they only have 4 photos of this group. And FX debuted 2009. They had 10 years of history. It's to the right of me where we are right now. 10 years worth of history, multiple albums, and it's not a light stick for them. No. It's they got done wrong. FX was an experimental pop. They were not an experiment group, but their sound was experimental pop or EDM and things of that sort. And they were very, very eclectic, very well received, but also held within the proverbial basement very frequently. Yeah. So, no, they definitely cannot compare to the impact of how things were handled with their seniors, TVXQ. There's nothing in the industry as comparable to that as it itself. But this was still
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's a rough snub. And, like, for me, I'm not a MIU. I'm not a part of their fandom, but I very much love them. And the very first KCON I went to, they were a big part of that, and it was still when it was 5 of them, and now it'll never be that again. I got my little lanyard on them and whatnot. So
the thing that I think is most heartbreaking for me is, they were maybe my 3rd girl group that I actually paid attention to. Yeah. And every time, every year or so, or every few months, they'd be like, well, such and such came out with an album. How come we still don't have FX's album? How come? And you would notice, no shade, but when something popped off, either in Korea's government or at SM, that's when they would release something by FX.
Yep, need to make a distraction. Just a speculation. Just a little conspiracy theory.
That's all.
So you got the originators and things of that sort, and then you come over. You come over to this side of the hallway where we have the Queen, and this is no joke, like the mother of SM, Boa, and she's been active since when is that debut
2000.
year? 2000, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Like almost 20 years of music from Boa is sickening. Her collection is insane. It's in English, it's in Korean, it's in Japanese. She's done acting. She had a movie in America in the past 7 years.
Yep.
Like.
And, like, honestly, like, as much as I didn't listen to Boa as much, I was really into DBSK, but everyone knows.
You know of her.
That without her, expansion out of Korea would not have been a thing.
Not at all.
It wouldn't have happened as soon if it hadn't been for 14-year-old Boa.
Yes. And I was just about to say that. I'm like, and she did all of this, knocking out the ball out of the park at age 14. She has insane longevity and commitment to this company that's bar none something to respect, but also be like,
Yeah. SM is one of those love-hate companies. You'll find out a lot of the big ones really love-hate. Interestingly enough, TVXQ probably wouldn't have popped off if it wasn't for Boa.
How you figure that?
Because got his start being one of her backup dancers.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know. Wow. Boa has 20 years next year. That's sickening. Okay, all right, I can respect
So
that.
I'm hoping that she releases something for the 20.
That might be her. That might be her last with them.
I feel like I can see that.
Yeah.
Especially since you talk about doing people wrong.
We're not implying that there are regular inconsistencies. We're implying that there's inconsistencies regularly.
Yes.
So take that wordplay
With a
as you will.
specific type of artist.
So at this point in time, we've got just one group who's considered the newbies. Although it's a big group and it's a lot of divisions to it, a lot of subunits. NCT, who are aggressively coming for the necks of Red Velvet, who is also at SM. Red Velvet replaced 21 as my female bias group, but NCT really want it. They really want that spot. They're like, I understand you like them a lot and everything, but I really want you.
But are they us? Oh, okay.
And it's 21 of them. They're divided into NCT 127, NCT U, which always has a rotating roster, NCT Dream, and Wavy. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, but it's exciting.
It is.
It's exciting.
And I mean, besides when I first got into Korean music and K-pop, it was the first time that I felt legitimately attacked. Because when the Seventh Sense happened, I turned around and I was like,
had to take a moment. What is this?
woodchuck. Just imagine.
It's so interesting how they are working them out, and I'm going to talk more about them in upcoming episodes in this special, because I promised it a year ago. So I got to make good on that now. But you got, they're not the only big group. Like, don't get me wrong, they're stupid big. It's ridiculous with this massive roster. But Girls' Generation had 9 members, so that wasn't something new to them. But Super Junior, who started as 13.
Yup.
Started as 13, they are still a very well-respected backbone of this company, and the nation's gem is EXO. For certain things, of course. I know some of you might be listening and be like, well, wait a minute, what about Beatles? But we're not talking about them. We're talking about
We are not
the
there.
mighty
We are
pillars
here.
of SM. We are here. So EXO had 12, and now they're down to 9 members, but it's technically 8 who are active here in Korea, as member Lay is doing a lot of promotions, distribution of his own work in his home country of China. Home nation, I'll say, because you can't just say home country and it's got all those little nation states within it. Like, that's really limiting to just say, oh yeah, it's his home country. And so but yeah, we kind of conversed about these things, so I'm gonna just do a quick fire off of what's your favorite TVXQ album.
Okay, TVXQ or DBSK?
Touche. Okay, DBSK and then DBSK.
My favorite DBSK album?
Yes.
Because they have a Japanese discography too.
No,
which
we're
not
only
gonna get
doing
into.
K-pop. My show only focuses on the Korean pop side of things.
I think that my favorite has to be. Geez, this is bad.
I'm looking for my favorite Girls' Generation one right now. I'm like,
this is
oh
a
my
problem.
god, wait a
And the
minute.
thing is, I won't find my favorite DBSK album.
That part.
You know what?
Except for that one wall in
That's
the hallway.
right.
Yeah.
2 seconds. Hold on.
So she's going to check hers, who I did not mention. We skimmed over Red Velvet, but we didn't mention Shiny. And they debuted 2008, and they are still a group. And one of the things, when we came here last year, there was still representation in the merchandise area, the shop, where you could still buy things that had past member Jong Hyun in it, who passed away a couple of years ago. This time around, it's not, and it really did get me choked up. I almost cried in the store. It was really emotional to see that, but I respect it. I understand healing has to take place. Oh, she's back.
I had to, come to myself. a
Okay,
little bit.
so what's the album?
My favorite one is most likely going to be Rising Sun. It should be Neurotic, but it's Rising Sun because they have a song on there called Tonight.
That's a jam. I'm new to that song.
That ballad Ooh.
I'm 24 hours into that song right now.
Let me tell you something about how the first note is Changmin hitting this run like he just came out of the Tabernacle Choir. And then Jae-Jung at the end hits the same run that like spans 3 continents.
How does it reach? The range. The range.
They have the range.
They have it. Favorite Shiny album?
Odd. No
Odd.
question. And
Odd.
I may go out on a limb and say that might be my favorite K-pop album, period.
Really?
That album.
So we are in agreement with that one. Shiny's favorite album is Odd for me. Did you listen to any Suju, Super Junior?
I did not.
Okay, no bigs, no bigs. I can't remember the name of the album, guys, forgive me, but the album that has Devil on it is one of the best ones. But it's a long time before we get to the S's, so y'all just gonna have to wait for my full breakdown. I'm not giving away more than I have to. For Girls' Generation, oh my gosh, they released the album in 2017. I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that has
It's not Lionheart. Is Lionheart?
Lionheart was a good album, but it's not my favorite. This was the one that had I'm literally drawing a blank, y'all. I'm looking at the album right now. Oh my god. I'm looking at a small snippet of it. It was in celebration of their 10-year. It's Pink in the middle. April. What is it? June 4th? Yeah, like whichever one came out June 4th, 2017, in celebration of their 10-year, that was a big deal one for me. For, oh, duh, I'm looking at it. It's Holiday. It's Holiday. Yes, it's right here. Holiday. I like it.
When you put on the spot, trying to think of favorites.
You can't even think.
Wait.
Jesus. Red Velvet, do you have any on them?
Red. I'm sorry.
I had to censor myself, y'all. That is the album.
That was a bad album.
The Red.
That was a bad album.
The Red. I don't have a favorite of Boa. However, the one that I do own is the one that she came out with last year that has the lead single Woman on it. I'm very impressed with the way that one was put together. But I really can't say much about her, unfortunately.
I have the single that I did like, I've heard a lot of her older stuff, but the single that I really liked was one comeback single she did called Only One. And the promotions for that were amazing. She had different members from different boy groups be her dancing partner.
Oh, that's dope.
And she did a reunion with her and Yuno.
Oh God, I can't. Ooh. So Yuno is I'm really big on him, and his charisma on stage is painful. Did you do any EXO? Not really.
See, this is the thing. Uh-oh. I have tried to get into EXO from their debut.
It just hasn't worked for you.
Multiple times, and it's just. Now I do like. There's certain songs that I do like. I mean, Growl. Growl's the one, right? Yeah,
it's on that album right behind us with the sports. Yeah.
Okay, the sports. So I think Love Shot is also a good one. I've seen a lot of
newer. Yeah, that's newer.
So like I said, Love Me Right was a decent bop. It's just I couldn't get into them as much as I probably should have.
It's fine. EXO Monster, that's my album. It's got Transformer and a few other really interesting songs on there. I feel like they really challenged themselves on that one. NCT for me, of course, NCT 2018, Sympathy. Just the fact that it was all 20 of them for the
you gotta get up for that
for the first time, it was phenomenally put together. Did we get everyone? We got FX. Four Walls for me.
I really did like Four Walls. I also liked
if it's not Four Walls, I put it this way. The one Pink Tape and Four Walls are literally neck and neck for me as my favorite albums of theirs.
I think that Four Walls and the Red Light album.
Okay, all right. I respect it. All right, guys, we're going to cut to a quick break, and we will be back. We spent a lot of hours inside of SMTOWN Museum. I apologize for whatever echo you get, but we're in the food court right now. We needed nourishment. It was a good experience. I had a nervous breakdown. Let's go ahead and get that out the way right now. There was a segment of the museum neither one of us had experienced, and it was basically an area for you to see the passport stamps, if you will, and footage from past SMTOWN concerts. That's basically when every act on the roster comes and performs with everyone else in the company. And there's some special stages and things of that sort. Rah, 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 says boom, bah. Okay, we go in, it's exciting. We see the clip, yay, they're doing a recap song. We're not realizing it's the end of it. We look up at the video, and it's a whole bunch of green lights. I'm hoping, for all intents and purposes, that it's NCT, because that's one of their colors, and they're the baby, so I thought the youngest group would go first. Of course not. It's SHINee. It's SHINee performing Everybody, which is the first song I saw them perform live when I saw them in person, and I've not listened to them as a fivesome since Junghyun passed away. Genuinely have not. I can't. I can get through portions of a song, and then when it comes to his verse, I gotta turn it off. So I just immediately started crying. I thought I was okay. I was okay, but it wasn't crying of like, oh, I'm so sad. I was so proud and just overwhelmed at seeing how they earned all the respect that they deserve. So I scared the hell out of the people that was in there with me. One lady just was like, I understand, but let me get away from you. And the other ones just turned around and didn't acknowledge anything else. But I had a blast because I go to concerts a lot. So I just interacted like I was at a concert, did the fan chants and everything. But it's incredible just seeing the spans of people who were there. Like, good grief, it was so many people. Then that goes off, they do a medley, TVXQ pops up, a few other groups and whatnot. Then they show a whole nother performance, and it's FX. I don't know what in the water decided it wanted to try to get me this weekend and emotionally tear me up, but it was nice to see those performances of groups that I admire and love very much. How was the museum this time around for you, since you had to be an emotional support device for a moment? How was it for you?
It was good. And you know what? It was less emotional for me this year than it was last year.
Oh my God, yeah. Last year was, it hurt last year.
And we also took our time a lot more this year.
Yeah.
So it was great to go and see everything, see some of the newer elements, that passport room. Yeah, as soon as the robotic voice happened, I actually laid myself out. I did a death drop, and then I come back, and she's in shambles. I'm like, oh. And that happened to me last year when we were upstairs near the theater.
Yeah.
And there's like a huge wall of just human-sized posters. Amazing
posters.
And I'm swapping through, and I just see his face, and I was done. So, it was definitely a good time to sort of be a support, because she was a support for me last year, but it was definitely a less emotional experience, but it was, I think, a much better experience than last year.
And the biggest thing about it was, like, just being able to go through, and it wasn't a lot of people, not to say the attraction isn't popular, but it's just not a busy day today. Mm-hmm. So to be able to really look at things however long you want to and nitpick at it and whatnot. I was very shocked at costumes, how expensive they appear to be in the videos, or how expensive they appear to be in photo shoots. And some of them might be, but you do see a lot of arts and crafts going on. You see a lot of arts and crafts going on, and a lot of ways of just stretching the creative budget, and it's smart. It really is. It's all in the perception of the experience. You don't have to drip affluence in every angle for it to still be a great costume for entertainment, So that was interesting to me. There is still a very prominent, very committed space to TVXQ in there, as it should be. I wish Boa's space was bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing that Sai mentioned that I didn't remember to do, but I'm remembering it now. We talked about the artists who are under roster there. We didn't talk about SM Station. We didn't talk about that. So it's more so an opportunity for the artists to work with others, or do music outside of the genre of the group, or solo performances that they're most recognized for. And it's also an opportunity for them to collaborate with other artists at other labels and things of that sort. So we were looking at a few of the clips from that. It's some really good songs. Some of them are kitschy. It's a lot of different things. But there was one artist in particular who stood out that I had just learned within the past, maybe 3 months. So it's new knowledge for me. But Sai turns to me and asks me a question about a particular person if I knew something. So what did you ask me?
So when we see her, the artist, just to allay suspense, is Baby T, Tasha, Yumide. And I was like, it's interesting because they actually pull from different labels for this, and they collaborate with SM artists.
Yes.
Tasha's was a solo. And I was like, do you know that she was actually for a time under SM? And she's like, I just learned that.
Yep, I just learned it not too long ago.
So she didn't actually do a collaboration because she's a former SM artist, and so she was a solo Station.
Yep. I like Station, though. I like the things that happen over there. When did Station drop? It's been in the past 8 years, yeah? Or is it shorter than that?
I feel like it's shorter than that. When was the first Station? Was it Tasha's? Was Tasha's the first Station?
I don't know. We might have to do some fact checking on that one. Yeah.
We're going to have to do an internet.
We're going to have to do an internet on that one, but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, I'm only saying it wasn't that long ago because, TVXQ dropped their first duo album in 2011, so it had to be after that.
Okay. All right, well,
I don't know how much more after that, but it was after that particular time. I don't even remember.
I've no idea.
I know it was something that they were doing as, because they were starting with the NCT concept.
Yes.
So, the notion of expanding into everything, every realm of entertainment possible, and that was part of it. Which also is why I thought Super M was interesting, because they had the audacity to call this group the Avengers of K-pop, when they could pull artists from any group, from any label, if they really wanted to.
If they really wanted to.
And they said, oh no, SM artists.
There's actually Marvel products in SMTOWN to coincide with Super M. No, we've not done a lot of talking about them because they are technically a joint venture with Capitol Music, and there was nothing reflecting it in the facility. They have it at a pop-up shop right now. That is actively being promoted to Western consumers. So by the time I leave the country, who knows what'll be in there then. But that's not going to stop us from talking about that when they have more of a discography under their belt. I'm not speaking on an artist that just has one album and only been around a few days. So I think it was an all-around good experience. I had to finagle my speed histrionics of NCT, which will be the second part of this special episode. So it's a part two. But I hope you enjoyed part one. Sai, is there anything you would like to share with the magical people? I don't know, letting them know where they can listen to you and other podcasts.
Oh my gosh. Because I don't promote myself ever.
No.
I do have a podcast with another community member named TJ. It is called The Daily Plug. It is also on all of the platforms, so you can check us, acting a fool, talking about all the things.
All the things.
As TJ hurts me every week with some of the things he comes up with. And that's about it. I write and such.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I do music occasionally.
Fancy.
So, yeah. Thank you for having me always.
Yeah.
Yay.
Absolutely. Thank you all for listening to part one of a 2-part special episode. And special shout out to my patrons, the student body, and the graduates. I really value you all. I truly do. So we'll conclude this episode, and you can tune in for part 2 tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
Bye.